All right, so you're poor, but you still want to get high ranks. But you got no dust. Everyone else is only beating you because they got legendaries. They got deep pockets. Well, you clicked on the right video. We're gonna be talking about some budget decks that are doing well. I'm also going to be talking about different ways that you can kind of upgrade these to make them a little better, a little less budget if you do happen to have some dust lying around for the extra epic or maybe the extra legendary, or maybe you just happen to have that legendary in the first place. So the first deck here is a budget stealth rogue. Okay, now you've probably seen some rogue action on the ladder. Rogue has been doing well in this meta, and they've been doing well for quite a while. And well, this is no exception. We actually have no legendaries in this deck, but we do have 4 epics. Pretty sad. Still only clocking in at 2,480 dust, so really not too bad. Do you need the sages? Do you need the secret passages? Yeah, you kind of do. The next deck is going to be a little bit cheaper, so if you can't, get this one, then just keep watching. Secret passage and Greyheart Sage do seem like solid investments though, because they're not rotating, right? I didn't actually check, but I don't think they're rotating. And I see Sage and Secret Passage always kind of be playing or being played in Rogue until they do rotate. So you get at least a year of playtime with these cards. Seems like a good use of dust to me. Now, Dekkster, how do you make this deck better? Well, I'll tell you what. You drop the 2 backstabs, you drop the sap, you drop the cold bloods, and instead you put in 2 preps, 2 swindles, and 1 more deckhand. So you have 2 deckhands total, and this just works really well. You get to prep out the swindles, or maybe you prep out an eviz. You just cycle through your deck. The backstabs don't really help you. Dekkster, I need the sap. No, if they end up putting a taunt, I guess you just hope you punch through it or you kill them over the top. This deck is just insane because it's super hyper aggressive. Turn 1, maybe you play a Spy Mistress. Turn 2, maybe you play Sneaky Delinquent. Turn 3, you play the Greyheart Sage. You start drawing things, or maybe you equip the Self-Sharpening Sword, which you can, start to building up that attack on it. You hit it with a deadly poison. You hit a Nitro Boost potion, or what's it called? Poison? Nitro Boost poison on one of your minions and on your weapon, and you just get a massive sword. Not too many people running weapon destruction, although you will run into some weapon destruction. You're probably going to be fine because you still have a ton of damage, and if they're spending 2 mana oozing, maybe you still get to slap them in the face with a couple of your dirty little delinquents. Then we have Penflingers in here. Everyone loves Penflingers. Play a Penflinger, and then you can backstab, get it back. Penflinger again, hit a deadly poison. Penflinger again, and it's so much damage. Penflinger, please delete. But yeah, so if you make those changes I was talking about previously, they'll be linked in the description as well. You actually get a rank 1 legend deck, which Meati hit rank 1 legend with like yesterday or something, maybe 2 days ago. I don't know when I'm releasing this video, but yeah, deck very strong, very good. You want a good rogue deck? Here you go. You like rogue? There you go. All right, next up, another hot one here. We got budget token Druid. Okay, now you're probably seeing a lot of spell Druid. Maybe even you don't like this deck, but hey, it's good, and it's as budget as it gets right now. Does it have epics? Yeah, it's got Glowfly Swarm, but Glowfly Swarm does not rotate, so solid use of dust. The only decent investment here, I think Fungal doesn't rotate, Arbor definitely doesn't rotate. I know that one for sure. And Dreamway Guardians, I think that does rotate, but still a solid use of dust. It's only 2 rares, and the deck has a relatively high win rate. I think on HS Replay it's got like 55, maybe almost a 60% win rate. So yeah, master this deck, and you're gonna be creaming on your opponents, in your opponents, on your opponents. The deck just pops off with Gibberling, then you can Innervate, then you can Adorable Infestation, then you can Lightning Bloom, then you can Power the Wild. How does your opponent deal with that? They can't really deal with it, and you kind of just win if you nut on them with the Gibberlings. Gibberling. Then you're running out of cards. Oh no, what do? You play Fungal Fortunes, and you draw a ton of things that aren't minions, also known as spells, and then it's just 3 mana, draw 3. Fantastic. Soul the Forest to make your board stick, and then one of the nuttiest cards right now in standard, Arbor up. Sometimes you can Solar Eclipse, Arbor up, massive. How does your opponent deal with that? Bottom right. Then you got Solar Eclipse and you have Savage Roar. You can do that. That's a good combo as well. Gives you +4 to every minion in addition to your face. So if you know how to count your 4 minions on the board, you got your face. It's 5 times 4, that's 20 damage. Boom. Often just finding lethals. It's like your opponent just can't leave anything on the board. Am I even on focus right now? So yeah, this deck is nutty, hyper aggressive, does really well, has a lot of staying power with that Soul of the Forest, a ton of different ways to populate your board through the Glowfly Swarms, through the Bees, through the Dreamway, through the Gibberlings, and the deck just, it kills it. It does, it's fantastic. All right, next up, this deck, Budget Zoo Warlock. Zoo Warlock always seems to somehow find a way to be a solid budget deck. Now, this is missing one core card, all right? And that is Kanrethad Ebonlock. And if you can put Kanrethad in here, drop the merchant for the Kanrethad. This list was on HS Replay, doing great. I dropped the Kanrethad. I put an extra merchant to kind of, you know, make it more budget. Please, if you have just put them in. Now, we do have Flesh Giants in here and Dark Glares. I do think they're both kind of necessary for the archetype. If you want something a little more budget, just go with the Druid or maybe the Rogue. But if you do like the Zoo playstyle, or you do happen to have Kanrethad, I can recommend this deck. It's doing pretty dang good right now. We have a crazy amount of draw with the Hand of Gul'dan, discarding that through your expired merchant or your Nightshade Matrons, or sometimes just your Soulfire. You end up hurting yourself a lot through the Flame Imps, through the Raised Deads, discounting your Flesh Giant, being able to throw your big Flesh Giants on the board, and then your opponent panics. They don't know how to deal with the flesh, and you overwhelm them. If they kill the giants, it doesn't matter. You probably have a lot of other things you could just throw on the board. If you start running out of cards, you hear power. You just tap and you get more cards. It's kind of cool. Wicked Whispers to buff up the board. Very nice. Be sure to try and use this properly. Maybe you can use it to discard a Hand of Gul'dan if that happens to be the lowest cost card in your hand, or maybe it's the last card in your hand and you just use it and it discards nothing. That's pretty good too. And yeah, those are 3 decks that kind of seem to stand out for me as far as budget decks. Now, there are other directions you can go with this. You can go with like an aggro Demon Hunter. That seems to be okay. A lot of those are running Il'gynoth right now. So if you have Il'gynoth, maybe go down that route. If you happen to have Mozaki, I think you can probably make like a Mozaki Mage that's kind of budget. People always ask me like, what deck do I make? What's the budget deck? It's like, it's different. It's a case-by-case scenario. Everyone has a different collection. Everyone gets different random legendaries, or whatever they open within their packs. It's hard to recommend what people have. You can go to HS Replay and like connect your account and sort by what decks cost the least, and then look at the win rates. Like that's honestly the best thing to do. But be careful crafting anything right now. There is an expansion surely around the corner with a rotation, so you don't want to invest all your hard-earned dust and then just have it washed away. That'd be a real shame. And then you feel bad and you probably quit the game and you never come back. Well, that's about it. I am sleep deprived. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have another channel, Dekkster Live, I think it's called. It's got all my VODs on it. If you want to watch me lose games, go ahead and go there. If you want to watch me win games, just sub to this channel. I got a lot of off-meta decks that do well. And I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to smash. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.